Hi parents! I wanted to quickly sneak in a review. As you know, Victoria does most of our toy reviews and our game reviews. But this one is really special. So while she's still at school with only a few minutes left before I have to leave to get her, I needed to do this review for you. This is one of those that's just near and dear to my heart. One of those things that kind of pulls on those heartstrings a little bit. I don't know what your traditions are at your house, but here we've decided, Mark and I have decided that we're going to buy maybe one or two gifts for our children from each of us separately. So it's one of those things that either speaks to a common hobby or interest, and in this case, kind of takes me back to my childhood a little bit, so I'm really excited. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to Laura Ingalls. I'm going to try to zoom up on the camera here for you. She is precious, and I'm going to take her out of the box in just a moment as well. She comes packaged beautifully in this nice sturdy box that comes with the window cutout. She comes with a little bit of back history, which is always really nice as a means of an introduction to her. And she has her little pillow, the quilt that she's laying on, I'll show you that in a second, and her dolly. I have to admit, I do not remember the doll's name. So if somebody could be so kind to leave me a comment and let me know what the doll's name is, I'd be forever grateful. Let me pull her out for you. Again, she is snugly tucked into this box, laying on her quilt. Very well made. Here's her little quilt of flowers and blue and white gingham. So I'm going to tuck that back in here. And here is Laura. I have to admit that it's going to be kind of hard for me to let Victoria play with her, because I know she's going to want to do her hair, and she's going to want to attempt to put on maybe some American Girl clothes. She is 18 inches, so it is likely that she will fit into some of the other doll clothes that we have. But here we don't, I won't make her put her up on a shelf. I will actually let her really enjoy and play with her. So with that being said, here is Laura with her two braids, beautiful shiny brown hair, gorgeous blue eyes. I don't know if you're able to really see that. I'll make sure to include a couple of snapshots. And although I'm not going to be able to get this bow as beautiful as it is here, I do want to take off her bonnet so you can get an idea of what her head looks like, her hair. Dressed very, oh, it's attached. Very simply in her nightgown and bonnet here. There's her beautifully parted hair. Freckles. Victoria's gonna love that. She's got her own little freckles, so it gives her something to relate to Laura with. Now, a little bit of back history. So Laura Ingalls is an actual person. She was born in 1967. She was a Wisconsin girl. She was also a February birthday, so I know my Victoria will be very excited to share that as well. Laura had written and published Little House books. It was from 1932 to 1943, so it was an 11-year span there. And those books just really captured the hearts of Americans. And so much so that when she passed in 1957, there were organizations that just kind of sprung out to really conserve the buildings and foundations that were important to Laura and to that time period. So that was pretty interesting. And then if you fast forward a bit further, 1974, NBC put the series Little House on the Prairie together. And of course, that's what I grew up on. So you're probably just as familiar with it as I am in terms of the whole concept there, the storyline. We have this Wisconsin family who is traveling via, the covered wagon, which incidentally you can purchase along with the doll and a few other items here. This adorable little covered wagon, but they travel via wagon to Indian country, which is Kansas in today's world. And just all of the, the adventures of that travel, as well as, getting to the prairie and settling What does that mean in terms of, you know, farmland and housing and raising their cattle, preparing their crops, and building their home. So Little House on a Prairie and the Little House books have just become this classic icon for that, you know, early frontier period of our history. And I think it's one of the reasons why, you know, I love it so much today. Just being able, you know, to look at it and appreciate it is almost a time capsule. So there you have it. This is Little House on a Prairie. Meet Laura Ingalls. These items, the doll, which I'll show you again, as well as some of the other accessories, can be purchased through Queen's Treasure. And I will be sure to leave a link for that. And here again is Laura with her braids and her bonnet and her blue eyes, and she's so gorgeous. But like I said, she will not be shelved. She will be played with and introduced to American Girl fashion, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I will keep her safely tucked away until it is time to place her under the tree. And here's her little dolly. Just a cute little dolly. Again, I don't remember what her doll's name was. So there you have it. You will find her in our gift guide. We will do a full review. I'll you know, be sure to include the links to Queen's Treasure, some close-up snapshots, some additional tidbit information, as well as the other products in the line for you to purchase. Happy holidays. Thank you.